So we are in Kabbalah Wisdom, class number 3. So I would like to summarize from last week what we did. We study about learning to be a pure receiver. We talk about Tzimtzum, the contraction, and the Creator created us. And I wrote in the same time, we have a force of giving and a force of receiving within us. And the idea, what does that mean? Try to think that the force of giving creates a force of receiving. So within us, the human being, after what we call the Big Bang or Mapatz Gadol, or the explosion of the vessel, all right, or the explosion of everything, all those pieces, small pieces, were going everywhere. And those pieces exist within them two things. First, the creator that created everything. And second, the receiving force, we call it kli or vessel or container, that receive everything, as Rabbi Isaac Luria teach. So now we have two forces of giving and receiving. So within a human being, there is automatically a force to give. That's why every things in this universe want to give. There is nothing in this universe that want to receive. It's only want to give. We may perceive it like there is a force that want to receive, but the truth of the matter is it's always giving. The force, the DNA of a human being, the DNA of everything that we have around us is basically pure giving. Always pure giving. So we're going to talk about receiving in a second. But first, the original sense of the soul, the original sense of everything around us is giving. It's all wanted to give, and it's always wanted to give. Now, in the same time, we have a mix of two existent within us. We have the creator that is only a force of giving, create a force that want to receive. Why? So like this, the creator can manifest itself. So that new existence that comes from the light as well, called a force of receiving. Now we have two forces, one force of giving, one force of receiving. They living together. They are in peace with each other. Everything is wonderful. The force of receiving not have the ability to give. So for that reason, there is some disagreement, and the force of receiving asks, can I earn my giving? And for that, there is explosion, creation of totally a new world, where the force of receiving has the ability to become the force of giving. How? By receiving only because I want to give an opportunity for the force of giving to give. Meaning, I'm going to receive force, light, because I know that's my only way to share. If I want to give you a candy, but you don't want it, you don't cause me any pleasure. But if I have a candy and I want to give it and you become my receiver, now you cause me a pleasure by receiving it. So the force of receiving created for that reason. When the force of receiving did the Tzimtzum, saying, I don't want to receive anymore, the light couldn't share. I mean, the light continued to share. But with who? If you don't want to take, and that's create this universe. That's create humanity. That's create animal. That's create everything around you as a life like that. Now, let's go further. Let's go further. The receiving force then split to two. The original receiving force was what? I want to receive because the force make me a receiver and make me to receive. I didn't want to receive in the beginning, I just want to give. But that force want me to receive. That's why I'm a receiver. But in our universe we know it's not exactly like this. People want to receive because they don't have. People want to receive because they say, if you're sad, you want happiness. If you're lonely, you want to be together. If you're hungry, you want to eat. So what happened? What went wrong, as we say? The receiving is split to two now. Now try to imagine it's split to two. One, I want to receive because I know the universe want to give me, or I want to receive because I don't have. That's a very important lesson. Once you get it, because we study Kabbalah. Kabbalah means to receive, lekabel. Why am I teaching you all the receiving? Simply because you need to understand how your receiving force function. How does it work? What's going on with that? If you don't understand your receiving force, you would totally be confused about life. First understanding is, who are you? How do you receive? Where are you coming from? Why do you want it? Why you don't want it? All day long looking for the receiving. If you don't find the receiving within you, you fake. You're not real to yourself. You always receive. You always want to receive. How you want to receive, now we're going to fix it. Now, I always disagree with what I say before. What I say before, everybody want to share. Everybody, yes, because your DNA is sharing. You can't change it. You came from the Creator. Your DNA, sharing. But you've been created now by the Creator to receive. And there is A and B, right? You have just to choose, who are you? Every day you have to choose, right? A is basically because of the Creator. Let's call it C, okay? B, we're going to call it because of me. I'm on minus. I don't have. C, let's call it Creator, okay? Everything about it, guys, is who are you? But your DNA, Creator. It's beautiful. So now, you wake up this morning, how you woke up? Who are you? First, you have to understand the DNA of who I am is the Creator. What the Creator wants me to be is a receiver. So far, it's easy. Now, come the big question. I want to receive because that's what I'm meant to be. Meaning, being the Creator wish of a vessel. Or I want to receive because I don't have. Who are you? Who are you, people? That's a question. You got to ask yourself that every day. You must ask that question every day. Let's talk about it for a second. You wake up this morning. What was your goal this morning? What was your goal? Making money? Find a soulmate? Eating food? Breathing? Stay alive? Of course you don't want to stay alive. You only want to stay alive because the Creator create you to stay alive, right? Oh, no. You actually want to stay alive. Oh. Why did you eat? Not because you're hungry. Because you know the Creator want to give you that food. No. Oh. Why do you want to be happy today? Because the Creator want to be you happy or because you're sad? I was sad. So now we start finding out that we are not fulfilling the purpose of our soul. We are fulfilling some weird purpose of our existence that was never been created by the Creator. We are fulfilling a purpose of something else that we don't even know what it is. We need to get into it, okay? We're going to get into it. When we study Kabbalah, we start to realize how we can connect to our purpose in life. What does that purpose mean? You have to ask yourself, would you rather be a giver or a receiver? What do you want to be? The one who gives the 1 billion or the one who wins the 1 billion? Normal human being will say the one who gives. Normal. If you are one of the received, something you got to check. This I cannot help you, you need mental help. No Kabbalah here. But if you said in your mind just now by listening to me, say, I rather have the 1 billion, you need help. A lot of help. If you said, I want to be the one who gives the 1 billion, then you know you're healthy, that's how you're meant to be. But if you said, I want to be the one who received the 1 billion, you got to check why. Because that's when you're thinking too small. People who think to receive always think small. People who think to give always think big. Right? Very simple. I don't think I need to explain that. If you think to receive, what does that mean? You're always miserable. If you think to give, you always have. How much do I have? $7 billion. Don't you know I have $7 billion? Now, of course, I want to give 1 billion. How can I not give? What I'm going to do with 6 billion? Eat 5 steak? What I'm going to do with that? So I want to give 2, actually. So it's fun to give because the DNA of a human being is giving. The original DNA. As it went down, we've been created to receive. But then the virus came in, and now we want to receive not because the universe want to give us, we want to receive because we don't have. And now we're gaining things getting like poison. We get like poison in our DNA. So let's explain it even deeper. Simple. When we activated the force of the ego, okay, meaning that I want to get because I don't have, every time that you want to get because you don't have, it's called ego trip. Every time you said, I want to have because I don't have, ego trip. I want to have because I don't have, me, ego trip. Ego, ego, ego. I'm so miserable, that's why I need help. Ego. What are you busy with? Are you busy with creation? Are you busy with this universe that want to give you everything? Or are you busy with you not having? Where are you focusing? Where is the camera? This way or this way? If the camera is this way, I'm part. Is the flower under the tree? You ever heard the flower kind of screaming at the tree? Move away, there's not enough rain coming? No, there's a perfect harmony in the universe. The trees, the rain coming on the trees. And the drops stay on the tree, and then the drop go to the flower, not to hurt the flower. Everybody work in harmony in the universe. Animal, even we think when you see that discovery, you get scared because the zebra being eaten by the tiger and this and that. But if you see the whole jungle, you see there is actually perfect harmony. There is no like lion or going on strike. We are better than the zebra, or the giraffe say we're taller than the elephant. They're okay. They're okay. The zebra know that this is lunch for the lion. The lion getting older knows the lunch for the worm that are going to eat it. Everybody, or the hyena. Everybody is like, there is room for everything. Because there is no me, there is no ego. Among animals, there is no ego. Why? Because animal kingdom doesn't have a strong desire. They have the pure desire how the Creator created it. Vegetables the same. What are we here to do? Part of that chain, part of that universe. Some to make the universe beautiful by flower, to feed by zucchini or oranges, minerals the same. Human being come back to the universe, wake up, what can I get? Can you imagine if you say, I would like to get whatever the universe want to give me? I don't know, I think they forgot about me. I think something went wrong. I went one time, it's a funny story, in the hospital to visit somebody. So, in the hospital, sometimes there's 2 beds or 3 beds. If you don't have your own room, sometimes they have 2 beds. So the person I visit was angry that he's there. How are you doing? Let me bless you. Everything is going to be okay. So the tray, they give the food. And he was unhealthy. He had to check the tray that come to the other guy. He said, what are you doing? I told him. I said, I got to check what they have. He's sleeping. I want to check if they give us the same food. I said, this is going so far. And he said, you see, they cheat me. They give me the worst food. This guy get better food. I said, maybe he's on a special diet. Maybe there's sodium free and this. No. I always think about that story, like how far can you go with it? Life has not been fair. Because many times people say, why bad things happen to good people? And I answer them, are you good people? Or it is a bad thing? Let's define, is it bad thing that happened to you? Or are you good people? Who are we talking about here? So they get, well, what do you want? I'm confused. Why bad thing happened to good people? Who is those good? You mean you as good people? Or you just randomly want to ask it about somebody else? Do you understand? When people ask you that, usually it's about themselves. Ego. Why bad thing happened to good people? Which bad things? It's a gift. It comes to you because you're not good people. So they wake you up to change. And then they said, why those philosophical questions mean the person want to talk about themselves. Every time people talk philosophy, remember, they're awakening the ego, and they like either to show you the wise, or they want to talk about themselves to the hint of philosophy. They take a philosophical book, and they read something that kind of has to do with them. And then they repeat it, so maybe you're going to get the hint is about the ego. Or sometimes I see people read Rumi lately. Everybody in New York now into Rumi. You know Rumi is from Persia. It's a love story. I don't know, Rumi. It's a writer. philosophical, Sufi, very good actually, one of the best books. I read it 20 years ago, one of the best of the best. But now in New York, it's fashionable to be into it. If you're smart, rich, you have to have Rumi in your bag. It's ridiculous. Like I'm going to give lectures, and every banker who has a lot of money, oh my God, I read in Rumi, they took the verse that has to do with their life, like boom, ego trip. I mean, Rumi was holy and spiritual and perfect. And all of a sudden, people using it, you see it? I told you, honey, you have to love me more. Look what he's saying. It was about you, not about, What happened is when I'm busy with me, I must disconnect myself from the original thought of the Creator. I'm disconnect myself from the force that want to give me. And the reason I want to receive is because there is much good. I cannot be wanting to receive because I don't have. There is so much good. There is so much wonderful thing in this universe. There is enough money for everybody. There is enough food for everybody. Why there is hunger? Because we unorganized. The money and everything, there is a mess. What do you think? There is not enough food? There is enough money and food. So when you see poor people in the street that don't have food, somebody pull too much to their side. You know what I'm saying? Like they take it and they create, and not because they use it. Can you imagine you have 27 billion? What is that? I don't even know what it means, 27 billion. I don't even understand half a billion what it means. I don't understand the numbers, but what is this? What do you do with this? Okay, you buy a house, private jet, here you go. You have 100 million gone, all right? You have 100 million to live on, enough. What is half a billion now? What do you do with this? What do you, very nice, I have money. What do you do? So people like, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to have this. Never enough. Why? Because they're not busy with, I would like to become the receiver of everything the universe want to give me. I don't want to receive that. If that's what the universe want to give me, I'm open to become the receiver. That was my original form of receiving from the light of the Creator. The Creator create force of receiving so the Creator can be manifest. Okay, let's go forward with that. So ego, my friend, mean that we are receiving because we think of ourselves. Now there is two ways. Now it's getting complicated. In the ego, it's also split to two. There is ego trip. Now it's another split. Ego trip, because I'm the best, I deserve it all. And the other ego trip, I'm the worst, and that's why I need to get. Can you remember that? It's a kind of now another two. So now after we divide the receiving into two, A and B, and hopefully one day on the website we will be able to have all those things in splitting and writing. And then from the ego, it's split also to two. Then there is two kind of ego. Ego because I'm the best and I deserve all this wonderful thing. Ego, I want to receive, okay, because I don't have. I'm miserable. I'm lonely. That's the ego. It's called negative ego or internal ego. Internal ego is very dangerous because nobody sees it. External ego is dangerous but not as bad as internal. External ego is people who want to say, I deserve to drive a Ferrari. That's not as bad as, I'm so miserable, I don't even deserve a Ferrari. What can I do? Look at me, I'm a loser. I don't know, but I hope somebody will see I'm a loser so he give me love. That's very dangerous ego. That's ego usually have no hope. People with that kind of ego never change. Never change. They stay for the rest of their life the same way. The one with the ego trip, I deserve a Ferrari, private jet, party, they can change because they meet people eventually that crush them in life. They meet disappointment. Okay, this is not my words. It's Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto write it. So when you have ego trip like I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, one day somebody will be better than you and then your ego will come in place. But when you internally think I'm the worst, that's ego too, then nobody ever can catch you for that. Because nobody knows you're thinking like that. You understand? So let's summarize. So there is two forces of receiving that exist in our universe, only in this physical, illusionary world where we experience everything. And one is I want to receive because the universe want to give me. Second, I want to receive because I don't have. So you got to start working on being real with yourself, okay? It's very, very important. So step by step. So please listen to me for a second. Now, after you've been honest with yourself, and you realize the thing that you want to receive from the universe that come from the dark side of your existence will always cause you, if you want to receive something from the universe in a fake way, in an ego way, in a filthy way, will cause you a few things in your life. It will cause you fear. It will cause you panic attack. It will cause you laziness. It will cause you anger. It will cause you sadness. It will cause you impatience. So what people do, they try to fix the impatience, they try to fix the anger, they try to fix everything else, and they catch 22, and they're wasting time, and more psychologists, and more rabbi, and more priests, and more, and more, and more, and more, and nothing happened. Catch 22. That's not the problem. That's the result of the problem. My core of receiving, when it's ego, it's draw all the negativity that exists around me into me. So I end up with anger. So I end up with fear. I end up with sadness. I end up with laziness. Why are you lazy? You have an opportunity to pick up $1 billion. Why are you lazy to get there and do that? Simply, my force of receiving is not understanding that that 1 billion, I'm just a vehicle to receive that to make this universe complete. I don't want that 1 billion, but I know that the universe want to give it to me. That's a thing. But because I'm thinking in this selfish way, ego trip, I'm start thinking, do I deserve it? I don't deserve it. I deserve it. I don't deserve it. Who asked you even? Who asked you? It's like the flower say, hey, tree, I'm not sure the drop of the water belongs to me. Hold on the drop. Hold on that. Tree. Tree. Who asked you, flower? Your job is to be beautiful. Your job is to give smell. Your job is to give oranges and zucchini. That's your job. That's your job. That's it. But what we start develop some ego trip. Ego trip. And that's why now when you're giving to a receiver, are you sensitive to the receiver? Are you giving to every receiver when a child asks a father, I want a car, I want a car. What does the father usually want the kids to know? If you hear the kids after you get the car in the bar, what is the kids talking about? You know what I talk about? Oh my God, I fooled my father. I'm so smart. Me, my father. But me, I'm smart. I was able to get the car. If the father has anything to do with giving the car, zero. And wife give love to the husband. Eventually, the husband manipulates the situation that she give him love. What does the husband say? Yeah, I convinced my wife to give me a kiss. She's not giving him the kiss. He convinced her to give the kiss. So if she even exists, she's not. The same thing we do with the Creator. The same thing we do with the divine. We're not even connecting ourselves to the divine because we think that we receive because we found a way to trick this universe. Ego trip. What a filthy way of thinking. Rav Ashlag, in the book called Matan Torah, Gift of the Bible, he writes like that. The filth of the human being, the filth of the soul, the filth of the ego, the filth of the body is only one thing. When we receive because we want, we're not receive because it was given to us as a gift. Yes, person want health, it's a wonderful thing. Want money, it's a wonderful thing. But the universe want to give you more money, more health, more anything. You know, I start getting into friendship with some people from 34 years ago, from the army, from the kibbutz. Tough. Because I'm different. 34 years ago I was different. I used to work with cows and sheep and farm. We were farmer. We are farmer, you know. Farmer. We were farmer. So when we work, one of us, God bless his soul, it's a basic human being, David, he decided to go for that business. And now he owns most of the meat distribution in Israel. I would never believe somebody will ever go there because the worst job to work with animals and cow, milking, never. But you need to know if the cow, I don't know if you ever did it in your life, if the cow don't give the milk, the cow either can die or get sick. So the cow wants to give the milk more than we want the milk. If you want to punish the cow, like unfortunately one of us did there, is not to allow the cow to give the milk. What does that mean? It means the force of giving needs us as the force of receiving. So there is affinity. There is great, beautiful affinity. Nothing can go wrong. What is that you want? Soulmate? That means it's there. That means you want to give. When you create this affinity, when my force of receiving comes from ego, now it doesn't go. But if you say, universe, I'm here to receive all the gift you want to give me. I know you want to give me that. So now, how much disappointment you have? Zero. How angry you become? Zero. How sad you become if something don't happen? Zero. Because you don't want it because you want it. You just want to be the flower, the orange, the zucchini, the zebra, the lion, the human. If you look at the Bible, read the Bible a little bit. You don't need to be smart. Look at Abraham. Look at Isaac. Look at Jacob. Nothing. Nothing. Abraham. So if that's what you want to give me, God said to him, I will give you a son. He said, son, thank you so much. He's 90 years old. God talked to me about having children. So you sure, God? You look around. Did you talk about me? You sure? He's looking around. He's alone in the desert, God and him. I said, God, you know, I'm Abraham. I'm 90 years old. So God said, well, you don't believe in me that I can do miracle? I can give you everything? Then God go to Sarah. Sarah started, this guy's joking about it. He said, Abraham, your God is kind of, is funny. So funny. Then listen, I'm 90, you're 100. You know, I don't want to talk details, but it's not easy. Baby come, Isaac. What I'm trying to tell you guys, the universe want to give you everything. Everything. Whatever you want, the only reason you want it, if you wake up in the morning and want something, is because the universe at that morning decided and decided to give it to you. But if you will connect to what you want because you don't have it, you just disconnect yourself. So you want to know, what's your mission here? Everybody come to see me. What's my mission? What's my mission? Your mission is to, very simple. Like the universe created you. The universe created you from what? From giving. So you're supposed to give. Because you are God. Where is God? You are God. You're supposed to give. Now, when you want to receive, you have to receive because that's the only way you manifest God. So you want to be the receiving of everything because the universe want to give you everything. This universe is beautiful. Now, how can we change the whole world? I said, I wish, I desire, and I hope for this lecture to arrive to 1 million people. Okay? But that depends on you guys. That depends on people watching me. You know? If more people know about the website and listen to it, this will change the universe. This lecture by itself will change the entire universe. That's all what we need. To translate it to Chinese, to Persian, to Spanish, and send it, and send it, and send it, and send it. And then we're going to wake up the universe. But if it's not happening, in the Zohar there is this question. What happens if it's not happening? If we don't able to reach what you call a critical mass, meaning 51% of the humanity, then it's right that we need to have enough people that agree to live their life according to that, and that people who live like in a bubble, like almost a community, okay? Avashlik tried to build it. After that, they tried to build it. It's almost making it, and it fall apart. Almost. And it always fell apart. Always fell apart. And I'm not claiming that I can build it. I want, of course, I wish, okay? But it could be one of you. It doesn't have to be me, but it has to happen. It has to happen. Because once we all what you got to do is to share a word. That's why I want to make everybody a teacher. Because how many people can I touch? 1,000? That's it. 2,000? 5? But if every one of you will start teaching, will start sharing this information, we have a chance. We have a chance. And that's why it's so important. Because the universe will start thinking different. Very different. You will drive differently. You will walk differently. You will work differently. You will go on a relationship different. Everything will look different. Because I'm here to share, or I'm here to receive what the universe want to give me. Let me continue with that point. How do you get to the second part while you know the ego is eating you apart? Because what makes you happy is those two things. It's the only two things that make you happy. After all, the reason you came here to this universe, right, to overcome what we studied last week, bread of shame, Nahima Dechsifa, or the bread of mercy, as they call it in the Talmud. The reason we came here, to overcome bread of shame, to overcome that, but more important, the reason we came here is to be a true receiver. To become a receiver, I want to receive because I know the light want to give it. So how do you get to that second level, to be a true receiver? a real mekabel. You need to learn to pray and to meditate. Pray and meditation is when you are alone. It's not when you impress people how good you pray. You know the story with that person who prayed in a synagogue in a second floor. So he heard somebody come up the stairs. So he heard footstep. He thought that's the head rabbi arrived. So he started praying and he's moving his body and he's praying with all his heart. And it was a cat. 5 minutes after the real head rabbi arrived, this time he's sitting like this, and he looked at the paper because he learned it's a cat. So the rabbi was psychic, tell him, you pray much better for a cat than you pray for me. The prayer and meditation is a personal thing. It's a very personal thing. You pray, people like it, don't like it, impress. And I'm sure some of you too do mistake. I do a lot of mistake for human. Because I'm in a human body, I do mistake to impress, to do that. It's unfortunately a sad thing. My ego, try to impress, that to be like. I don't know if it happened to you, but it happened to me. When you do that, you disconnect yourself from the original form of what the Creator created you for. And the beautiful form of what the universe created you to be is to get to that place of a true receiver. True receiver. When you meditate alone, and every day you have to find time for yourself alone, sit 5 minutes, 10, 20 minutes. I sit outside, you're going to find the outside for you. Where is your outside? Where it's quiet, where there is nothingness. Kabbalists used to do it between 1 in the morning till 4, because it's quiet, and they used to be alone. And that's why some of them did it such an elevated level that Elisha the prophet from the tribe of Benjamin used to come visit them, because they elevated to the highest level. And then you will start feeling the receiving, how much the Creator would like to give you. Don't you want to feel that the universe is so happy to give you? I mean, are you not tired of chasing this universe to receive more and receive more and receive more and getting more disappointment? You're not, I'm tired, right? How much can I work more to get? All what we want is to get, and all what the universe is doing is turning the back. And then we say, why bad thing happened to good people? You are good people, but there's a technology of how to do it. You got to learn how to do it. Once you learn how to do it, it's working. But once it's not working, you're also going to be happy because you're going to know this is not what the universe want to give me. I don't want my arm to be in the back because that's not what the universe want to give me. The universe want to give you 2 arms. Now, if you feel you deserve 2 arms in the back so you can eat better and read the book while you're eating, then okay, but it's not belong to how the universe operates. And it's continue like that. You're no longer chasing it with fear, not to have, okay? You're not longer chasing it with fear that somebody else might take it, okay? You're going, people are going to the bar, you know, sitting on the bar, 3 girls, nothing, dry. They say it's so dry. A guy came by, and now the 3 girls, 3 of them are lonely, hope that that guy will belong to them. Now, it's going to be 33% going on here, or 0. It's between 0 to 33, mathematically I'm talking about. Probability and statistic, like giving you the number as it is. 0 if no, he doesn't want anybody, or 33 if 1 win. So 2 like, I want it to be mine. I want it to be mine. 1 win, 2 lose. The 2 that lose want to kill the one that win. They become unity, right? Unity among the 2. But once they kill the one that they win, now it's going to be 50-50. Now they're going to kill each other who's winning that one. I'm just giving you just idea. The idea is you always live in fear that you lose. You always feel fear somebody take your portion because you don't truly believe that the universe will give you your portion. And I continue. So you have to connect to the idea that it's up to the force of giving to give it to you. And it's up to the receiver to motivate. It's not up to the receiver to motivate the giver to give. Meaning, a lot of time we motivate people to give us money, to give us love, to give us sex, to give us something. So we manipulate them to give us. I see people pray in that way. How do we pray? Dear God, I've been very good for 40 days. I fast, I did, I pray. Can you please? We just disconnect ourselves from God. Why? Because was the ego was forcing us to remind God I don't have, and I want God to relate to that prayer. That prayer is not working. God is related to a prayer of giving. What does a prayer of giving look like? Master of the world, I'm here to receive the wonderful thing you want to give me. And then walk. That's your prayer. Now, when you sit outside or with the birds singing and all this, always good to go to a place where there is birds, if you find birds. Because the birds, without going to mystical, are elevating from the ground to the upper level. If you find any birds, doesn't matter. Animals too, but birds are special. So if you be outside and there is birds flying, just be there 10 minutes. Not a lot. And then just make yourself a vehicle to receive and manifest what the Creator, what the Divine, what the universe want to give you. And then walk away. Isaiah, the prophet, used to put his hand on the door before he lived, on the mezuzah. And he said only 2 words. You know what he say? Hineni shalcheni. Hineni mean I am. He look at the sky. I am. Make me a messenger. And then he leave the house every morning. That's it. Hineni shalcheni. I am. Make me a messenger. Which means wherever I'm going to go, that's where I'm supposed to be. Whatever. But he reached to that an awakening. I mean, if we say it right now, as we leave the door, we're saying it because we hope that the cat will hear the prayer, right? We hope that God will listen. You saw I did well, like Isaiah, like Eliyahu teach. We're not there yet, right? So it's practice. It's practice. It's to get to this awakening of receiving. Now, is that mean you should be passive when you go to work? Right? Whatever you sell in the restaurant, do you want the customer to come in and buy? Do you want to sell a carpet? Do you want to sell, I don't know, insurance plan? Do you want to sell clothing? What are you, passive? Okay. Eliyahu say nothing. No. You're still doing everything the same, but what's happening in your mind? What's going on there? It's everything the same, right? You're coming with a plate. Hey, we have special today. Would you like to order some dessert? It's $35. Da, da, da. And they say no, or they say yes. Same. You're still saying the words. You're still everything the same in the words, in the action. But the mind, my friend, that's the holy place of your existence. Here, I know when we went to bury the Rav, I didn't have a ticket to fly to Israel. I heard about it. I went into a car, and on the way to the airport, I make my ticket. 45 minutes. And weird things, right? Driving, Debbie were with me. Driving. We don't know where we sit, if we have a seat, you don't have a seat, a mess. We're arriving, she's sitting there, I'm sitting there in the airplane, going to Israel. A lady come, say, excuse me. I say, yes. I say, I would like 2 of you to sit together. I said, but you have an aisle, we have, I said, please, let me arrange it. So I said, what do you mean? I said, I really want you to guys sit together. I said, this is unbelievable. Thank you so much. But you sure you'll be? Yes, that's my duty. That's what I want to get in life. That's exactly what I want to do. Can you believe? So go, sit together, boom, sit next to each other. In an aisle. Instead of like middle seat. And what I'm trying to tell you, open yourself. The universe is so generous. The universe is so generous. Do everything the same. Ask for the aisle seat. Ask if there is business class. But don't get angry when the results are no. Just check. Is the universe, when you ask, don't ask because you want. Ask as announcing, universe, if there is business class for free for me? No, thank you. Universe, is there is a... One time I get a gift to go to a hotel, fancy hotel in Miami. My birthday is October. Somebody give me a fancy hotel. Wow. But I couldn't use it. I was busy teaching, busy meeting. And they were getting upset. The people give me the gift. Did you use it, every month? Did you use the expensive gift we give you? So I'm so sorry, I didn't. I'm so sorry, I didn't. And it's in Miami, so it's getting hot. Like you have the season end up in May. So they said, listen, Eliyahu, we're not feel comfortable. We are your student. It's cost a lot of money. You're treating it like it's garbage. I said, okay, I promise I'm doing it. So I'm going to the weekend. On the weekend, getting there, getting to the room, disaster. The car doesn't work. Going downstairs, the car doesn't work. They get us to another room. The other room, the thing broken, and the bed doesn't have something, and it's smoking. I'm talking about fancy hotel, not like nothing. I think it's called the Delano. You know the Delano? Mm-hmm. It's a fancy hotel. This is happening, and I'm looking at. So I said, Debbie, listen, I'm losing my receiving side. My receiving side will become angry, and I want to go home. She said, why don't you take a walk on Lincoln, Lincoln Avenue? Just walk. Let me deal with it. Debbie do her anabekoach and, I don't know, magic thing that she does all the time. And then they say, Miss, the manager came and said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He said, no. She said, it's meant to be. They look at her, wow, meant to be this. And he said, come with me. And he gave her the key for a villa on the beach. I never had a villa on the beach. This was the first and last time. Villa on the beach. And I said, all dinner and everything you eat on us. It's all yours. Any food, refrigerator, yours. Whatever you want to invite people, yours. So she said, she called me, I'm on the phone, Lincoln. I said, honey, are we going home or what's happening? She said, well, meet me on the beach. I said, on the beach? No, I'm not going to walk on the beach or the hotel, seeing the people, some people who make me angry. I said, stop it, just do it. Walking to the beach, I see all the people party. Afterwards, excuse me, thank you. I'm getting. So where are you? Where are you? So she showed me there is 2-floor villa. So what are you doing inside? Did you go to somebody's room? I said, no, this is our room. So stop it. It's our room. So what do you mean, the whole thing? What are we going to do? Let's call everybody, all my friends, to come in and sleep here. The reason I'm trying to tell you that is because the universe is so generous. It's so beautiful. The universe loves you. The universe wants to give you everything. Because of that, I want you to do some exercise now. And it will be great exercise. Okay? First thing I want you to do is stand up when you're saying something great about yourself. You have to stand up like me and say something great about yourself. Who would like to go first? I am, you start like this. I am a leader, let's say. Okay, I am a great teacher. Now, you go ahead and say it. Who would like to start? Should I point it?
I'm very talented.
Very good.
I'm very happy.
Good. Yvette, I think it's your turn.
Very organized and friendly.
Huh?
I'm very organized and friendly.
Very organized and friendly, yes.
I'm really creative.
I'm really creative. Very good.
I'm very good at what I do.
Okay.
I'm very giving.
Very giving. There.
I can be very funny.
I can be very funny. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. Now, don't go yet. Don't go. No. There is more. There is more. Now, what I want you to do, stand up and say something embarrassing about yourself. Ooh.
I'm very insecure.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
I speak with the accent and I don't write properly in your language and
Very good. Me too. Yes.
I can't sing and I worry about what people think of me.
Okay, you're already standing, please. Something embarrassing, my friend. Say something.
I get mad easily.
Okay, I'm sorry about it. That's all coming from the receiving force. Yes.
I speak way too fast.
You speak too fast.
Okay, I can get angry fast.
Oh, why? What's going on here?
The words that I use don't always come out in the correct way.
Okay, doesn't come correct. This is wonderful. Now, I'm going to ask you a fair question now. Very easy question. When did you feel better? When you spoke the negative or when you spoke the positive?
The negative.
What is going on with us? Now the question, by the way, most people say negative, some people say positive. The question is, somebody felt when it's a positive, it's okay. There is no it's a psychological. The ego, I tricked you basically. When you speak good about yourself, when you speak bad about yourself, they both ego trip. Whatever you say, I am great, I am a leader. I'm so miserable, I think I didn't do a good job last night. It's like the flowers say, oh my God, I used to have red color. I'm green, I'm all green. It's unfortunately fall, no leaves in the tree. You know, there's no, the ego trip work in such a tricky way is making you to feel better when you speak good about yourself. Let's say you have a drink. Oh my God, I made a lot of money last night. Okay? Or say, I lost so much money. Nothing, same. You know, I was once teaching in a rehab place that was for people till age 19. So I didn't expect that I was supposed to go there. At 10 p.m., I was nervous a little bit. I was afraid. Because, you know, I'm a teacher, I'm a rabbi, I'm a speaker. I do public speaking everywhere. But speaking in the street where there is a fire in the middle of the road and there is 150 kids around it and few guards to make sure everything is going okay. And I'm coming to the street and you speak with one of those, microphone, loudspeaker. And one of the leaders, they say something, they go according to the 12th step. He say, you use drugs when things are good and you use drugs when things are bad. You will find reason to use drugs no matter what. And I understand, wow, this is very good line. And I built the whole lecture on that, and people were happy. And I become friendly with them, And I was not used to it in the beginning because, how they look physically also is different. It's a lot of earring and a lot of holes and a lot of colors and a lot of size too. I wasn't ready. Now I'm okay with it. But my insecurity was there. My ego was there. I walk in, I'm an Israeli, it's different for me. And they talk fast English, they're cool and words and curse and smoking and a lot of things was happening. 150 people, that's a lot of people. So you gotta get like, God, I'm trying to do good here, but am I doing good here? Am I in the right location? But then, when you see the soul of the people, that we are all the same, that's what I was find out. I cry. You know why I cry? Because I said to them, you are more pure than me and more people that I teach. Because you're so real. They talk about their stuff like no problem. No problem, they talk about it, right? Sometimes come from the ego. And the idea what I teach them that day, I asked them, is the universe want to give you a better life? Do you believe you can earn better life? Because if the universe give you what you manipulate to have, you're going to be miserable. Every time you steal love or steal energy, you're going to be so miserable. Well, the only thing that can make you happy is what you earn. Because you came here for one reason, to become God. You have a mission in life. Your mission is not to become rich, not to become famous. You become God. You go back to the original. Everything comes from here, down, and going back. So who are you? You are the creator. You are God. What does God do? Share, give, create. Create. You are here to create. So on the way down, we get dirty. The diamond that call us get dirty. So now we get confused. What am I supposed to do here? Receive what God want to give me, or receive because I don't have? Don't worry. The system is perfect system. All what we got to do, how can I earn everything? How can I create? What am I supposed to create? It's like I told you, this lady who called me one time, said, Eliyahu, I'm about to get married, but I have doubts. So what is your doubts? Said, this guy is not exactly what I am. I'm an animal. I'm wild. The girls walk to the room, the whole room will shake. She know how to make money. She know how to talk. She's not afraid. The guy is very book smart. He read, every book. You ask him any book, anything, he's smart, he's successful, like a professor in university, genius. But listen, we are together, but I'm still thinking like, one day we get married, I walk to the kitchen, the person collapses, because they cannot handle me. I'm spicy, I'm always. So I said to her, okay, let's think from a different point of view. Do you feel love toward that person? She said, yes. So, okay, that's good stuff. Say, if there is something that you can add to his life. She said, what? If there is something you can add to his life. I said, yeah, I never thought about it. I thought that love and marriage is about what can we get from each other. He give and I give. So I can get something from him. I said, yes, but while you're thinking like that, you are always thinking if you are getting. You are not thinking if you are helping. He started crying. He was shocked. She was on the phone. And then she called me, 2 months later with an invitation. They were in a different country for the wedding, beautiful wedding. And the idea that she told me, you changed my life. And that second that you told me this little advice, not the big one. So you changed my life. And she called her 4 girlfriends to help them too. And their life changed. I don't even know them. But what I love about her, she's so feisty, right? Like, she's so, like you were, there's no filter. Like you stand, either you get crushed, or if you open and honest, it's gonna be okay. But if you start to, there's no limitation. So in the beginning, first time I met her, I get intimidated. I was scared. I said, listen, I'm not sure I can teach you. I have a good teacher for you. Let me introduce you. Very good. I said, no, you. She know what you want. You will teach me. Here's the checkbook, how much it costs to study with you private. Okay? You write whatever you want, you teach me. I said, no, I don't want to teach you. I'm still new. Let me a few years until I become better. I said, no, you are better. That's what I want. That's how she talked. So, but what's amazing about her, and I miss her, I talked to her for a while, is that she changed and she make other people change. That's beautiful. So she didn't get the lesson, I'm happy. Right after that phone call, she called and she said to her friend, hey, how are you doing with your man? We don't sure. Say, do you think what you want to give him or what can I give you? They look at us, wow, this is amazing. And they change and they marry, this is life. Because now you're thinking earning. You're thinking, you want to be happy? How can I earn the next moment? What do I need to do in the next moment to make the next moment better? Not what the next moment can do for me to make my life better. Not our life meet me and make my life better. What can I do the next moment? And it's hard. I'm not telling you you're going to be successful tomorrow. All of us, not just you as a student, me as a teacher too, it's hard. So you make a decision, how can you create the next moment, and the next thing you know, you're doing a mistake. It's okay. But that's that you're capable of thinking about it, you're already getting better. You're already getting better. You're already getting better. That's what you want to do. I had a phone call with my mom. So she read the children book in Hebrew because I translated to Hebrew. I didn't print it yet. So for my mom to get a compliment, God bless my mom, it's a big deal. Big deal. You want my mom to give you a compliment, you know you're doing good. So that's how my mom, she didn't give full compliment, she asked question. How did you get to the idea of this book? That's equal to, it's an amazing book. I'm so proud of you who wrote that book. That's equal, but that in our family, we don't have that language. So we ask question, and you need to understand that in the question there is, I love you, I'm proud of you, you're amazing. You'll never get it, but at least you're going to get the question. That's how they give you attention for the book. You're doing well. So I had the point that my wife see me laughing outside. My mom on the phone, I said, you late for this? I said, no, I'm having a good time. My mom actually gave me a compliment. What did she say? She said, how did you get the idea of the book? So what's the compliment? Well, in our family, that's a compliment. That's the compliment. That she know there is a book and she come with how come. That means she know you're smart. You're gonna dig in, you're gonna find. And the idea of my friend is earning. You gotta earn. So I told my mom, I said, I went to sleep. I couldn't sleep. I woke up, I stayed awake all night. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I wrote this book in about 35 to 45 minutes, the entire thing. It came because the idea is not like it came from somewhere. I said, yes. What I'm trying to tell you, create, earn, you'll be happy. Receive, you'll be sad, angry, and all this and that. So what happens if somebody come to give you? And I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but 5 more minutes. If somebody want to give you, you have to ask yourself, you have to be inside, but don't show it on your face that you're inside. You look at them normal, but why do I want it? Because I'm lonely, or I want to become a receiver for them to give. Then when you give to someone, why do you want to give them? Because they want them to recognize you as God, as their giver? Then you cause them a problem too. You cause them what we call bread of shame. But if you want to give them because you want to give them gift or money or whatever you want, which is beautiful, give tzedakah, give charity, help, it's the most beautiful thing. But you got to test yourself. How far you want the recognition, how far you want the thank you letter. It's receiving by using money. So you're basically seducing them. You give them the $5 million charity and you want them to believe you are God. That's seduction with money. So many people give charity as a seduction. Many people give a love as a seduction. Everybody understand what I'm saying? So you always have to check the giving and the receiving. The giving has to be pure, it's beautiful, because you want to act like the creator, you want to give. You act like the creator, you want to earn. You know everything. So when the father gives the car to the child, and the child didn't earn it, that car and that person will never be happy. That car will not go to good places. That person will not go to good places because he doesn't have the synchronicity with life. Life and you have to synchronize together, like flower, like tree, like zucchini, like oranges, like tiger, like zebra. Life has synchronicity, beautiful synchronicity. But if the child just wants the car from his father because he wants to use his father, which most kids do, or he wants the cars for his father, and in his mind they say, Father, I know how much you want to give me, I want to become the receiver. Of course, that's the ultimate. But we cannot get to that level, but at least we can get to a level of appreciation, saying thank you. Appreciation is the beginning of earning, but it's not the ultimate. The ultimate earning is when I become a receiver just to give you a chance to become a giver. Because the giver is always enjoying more than the receiver. Always. If I want to make a dinner, okay, I enjoy more than the people who eat the dinner. So last night, somebody wanted to have a session with me. I said, I don't mind to do it, but I'm making dinner to my family. You can listen. So he called me today. I said, you know, you inspire me. I never cooked to my family. I decided last night to cook for my family too after I talked to you. It's beautiful. You understand? I didn't know it's affecting him that much. So there is a chain reaction in a good way when you share, when you help, when you do something. So that's the story of creation, how it's appeared in our life. That's the story of creation, of how bread of shame take place in your life if you don't know how to receive well, or if you don't know how to give or to earn. You always think, am I giving? Am I earning? Am I receiving? Am I giving? Am I earning? Am I receiving? You know what receiving? Receiving because I want to give the universe to give me. Thank you so much. May God bless. Wonderful.